I think I'm live. Am I live? I'm live. Alright. Pause it there. Alright. So, it's been a minute. I forgot about the stream game. I missed a couple and just never got back up. Let me check my audio. All right, seems like the audio isn't too bad. I'm using a different mic, so it might not sound as clear. It might be a little muffled sounding. Nothing I can do about it. All right, so let me get right into this, okay? We reading that One Piece, chapter 1178, Waking from a Nightmare. We got a kid running from a bull. Okay. I might do this, I don't know, I might not keep doing live streams because I'm missing the timing anyway. I used to do it around when the chapter came out, like an hour after, but now I'm starting to do them later, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might just go straight to the video every time, but we'll see. So, okay. Yeah, they got Sanji and Frankie hitting the same pose with their arms folded. Like, yeah, I see Sanji. That's as far as I can zoom in. He on the left. He's standing there with his arms folded, and they're holding parts of Killing Hand's body separate. Okay. So, Luffy flying back in. He carrying Brook and Usopp. Okay, Nami said, what's that, Brook and Usopp? Yeah, shit. Damn. They look kind of fucked up. Usopp is always missing teeth. Like, does he just drink milk? Does Usopp drink some milk and get his teeth back every time, bro? Is that always? Because he lost teeth a lot. You know, if you think about it, you gotta give him some of that milk. He needs some milk. Frankie asked him if he needed backup. He said, I'll call if I need help, but for now you should keep your distance. Loki's gonna get pretty reckless. Sanji said, coming from you? You saying somebody else about to be reckless, bro? You the most reckless dude. What you mean? What are you talking about, Luffy? Okay. I think this is Emu. Emu talking to Luffy. Talking to Loki. Emu says, some years ago, a ship of giants was spotted at sea. Their captain was especially gigantic, but they shrouded themselves in a deep mist, attacking only government assets while it's remaining unseen. That's what they had Harold doing. Okay. Who's he talking about though? He talking about Galileo? He's talking about them, right? But they did have Harold doing the same thing. I think Emu did that on purpose. They had him attacking pirates and stuff. Loki just blasted Emu, damn. Hit him with a blast. Luffy running forward. Okay, he's doing that running in the air thing again. I like seeing Luffy do his weird Gear 5th stuff, running in the air and shit like that. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling um that Loki would have somewhat of a problem trying to fight if he's so big, right? He's fighting somebody so much smaller than him, they can get lost. Okay, he said, damn, she escaped too tiny, blah, 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 where are you? He's looking. He can't really see her. Okay. Emu finishing the sentence said, at the same time as this, the rumors spread wide and far and wide, of a massive flying creature. And so the dots connect. So there was a group of giants on the sea years ago. Is that what Emu said? Years ago? Some years ago, right? And I guess one of them ate the Needhog devil fruit. And so the dots connect. There you are. You'll pay for what you did to Usopp, okay? And Brook. Luffy pulls up. He's mad. He's ready. I might have to censor this a little bit more. I don't want to get copyright, you know? Let's try to censor this page a little bit more. Because I feel like you can see just a little bit too much sometimes. Let's make it so you can't see as much. That is the technique. Okay. Not much to do about the opacity. Hold on, real quick. All right, there you go. That should be fine. So he said you'll pay what you did to Usopp and Brook. And we got Usopp and Brook laid out. Oh damn, now you can't see anything. Hold on, let me fix that. I want you to at least be able to see a little bit. I think I might have made it a little too I put the contrast up too high. Okay, there you go, boom. You can see a little more now. It's a little better. So Luffy, what the fuck? So he didn't even get the chance to do anything yet. He's running at Emu, and Emu left Gunko's body like a shadow. Okay, this is the same. So Emu was trying to do literally what he did to rocks. What they did to rocks. Oh, okay, whoa. So Emu was like materializing a little bit more. I'm assuming, obviously, Emu, this is not really Emu's body still, right? Obviously, right? So I think this confirms that. Wait, let me keep reading, though. Luffy said something popped out. If only thou wouldst vanished off the face of the earth as rocks did. Okay. Diabolical covenant. In exchange for a portion of thy lifespan, I will give ye greater strength. In return, ye shall hate one another. Shalt hate one another. I feel like, oh man, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about the old speak they chose to use. It's real old speak, but like, I don't like it. Dome reverse. Emu trying to reverse these two dudes. It's impossible. You can't do that. It didn't even work. Luffy just smacked it away. What was that for? This doesn't even hurt. Like, get this shit off of me. Get off of me. What did you just say about rocks? Like, don't touch me. Okay, Emu knew this was going to happen. They just wanted to test it. As I suspected, ye both, is what they were saying. As I expected, you both what? Are immune? Hold on one second. Let me go back. See, I'm scared about the copyright, man. Copyright got me shook. They got me on like copyright watch. I make the background red. Let me make it a little more opaque so you can't see. There you go. Can't see as much details in the drawings. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Okay. Emu suspected that you both, and they didn't finish the sentence. Because Emu just got fucking Dawn Gatlin'd. Holy shit. Okay, listen. Gum. Loki's like, the target's so small, I can't fight like this. He's starting to realize this is some bullshit. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, I just see like a little black speck throwing stuff at me. I can't see shit. Okay. Dawn Gatling. He's hitting him with that Dawn Gatling. And Ragnir. Okay, so Loki turned back to normal. Ragnir's face is on the hammer this time. I don't know if you can see that. I got it real bright. You can probably see it a little bit in the left right now. Right here. But, yeah. Damn. He said, look out, Luffy. And he's swinging the hammer. Whoa, wait. Okay, now this is a good scale right here. Luffy's real small. We got Gonko Emu Darkness bodied right here, right? Luffy just broke it to pieces already. With that Dawn Gatling. The Dawn Gatling, and then the Nibelheim attack. He blasted Gonko into the ice. Okay. He said, whoa, you could do that as a finisher? Wait, I haven't gotten in enough hits. And then he just goes deflated, turns back into old man Luffy. He's deflated. He's tired. Okay. Okay, and obviously Loki's a little tired from that. I don't know how. But he said, I don't know who that is in there, but this is the quickest solution. I was just too big before. Alright, that makes sense. He froze him in a block of ice. I don't know if y'all can see that block of ice, but you don't really need to. Loki's standing in front of a block of ice. Alright. Fisherman Village. We're back into Fisherman Village in Elbaf. They got a fire going on. They're trying to put the fire out. They got the little Elbaf fire department, right? They got water hose and shit. They're trying to put the flames out. Everybody screaming. They said, just put the fire out. That damn Loki got rid of the monsters, but he didn't leave us much better off. Maybe he set fire to parts of that village while he was blasting lightning from above, right? The Huntsman village. So it turns out Loki didn't kill King Harold. Well, I feel bad for that part, but none of the rest. Look what he's done to our village, just like always. So he's setting fire to more parts of the village. Keep sending that rain down, Zeus. Zeus is just big as hell right now to be putting out. Like I said before, Zeus, I never even thought he can grow to that size. I never like contemplated like how big can Zeus get? Like, you know what I mean? It's never been like a question really. We've seen him get big, but I never really questioned that. And it's kind of crazy to think, like if you really think about it, it's kind of crazy that he can get big enough to put out fires in Elbaf. Like this dude is fucking big as hell. Big as hell putting out fires. And we got Jinbei. And Jinbei throwing the water still. Ocean current shoulder throw. He's still throwing water. Okay. There's only so much the ODC system can do. You can't absorb too much heat energy. Okay. There's a limit. We got heat energy limitations going on. Okay. Western Village. Back at the Western Village, they said it's all over. They're breathing all heavy. Dory, Broggy, the whole squad, Zoro, them boys, they've been killing giants all day. If they flip back to white, it's a success. Okay. But if they get back up, it wasn't enough. I'm sorry, captains. I was taken over by some wicked urge. He said, don't let it bother you. We failed to resist it too. It took us over. And we're stronger than you, so you definitely shouldn't worry. No, he didn't say that. Okay. So some of them are still like Dome Reverse 8. And they're like demonified still. They say, oh, damned captains. They're mad that they're like freeing people. How dare you? Still a handful of them left. Alright. We got a whole group of them. What is that, Chopper? Oh, Chopper. We see Chopper's heels running through in monster point form. Zoro said, hang on, I'll handle. And then they start screaming. What? Chopper? It's Chopper. Tony Chopper. Okay. So hold on, wait. Let me actually do this too. Make the screen a little bit bigger. So some stuff is cut out more, you know. But Chopper just slapping these dudes in the back again. And he slaps the soul out of them. Yo, is that really the reason why? I just had to like read this whole panel. He said, hey Zolo, what did you just do? I don't know why, but all I have to do was hit them and it cures their demonic power. He said, is it because you're such a good doctor? He said, what? You think so? I mean, don't butter me up, you jerk. And somebody else said, I think that's, what's his name? Broggy. He said, but that must be it. Well done. Gaba ba ba ba. Okay, so Chopper, I mean, he might just have the cure-all devil fruit. He must make, what if his human fruit, right? Just get this. Get this. What if his devil fruit is, it's the human fruit model doctor? Yeah, what if that's just it? What if that's just it? The model doctor. What if the model of his human fruit is doctor? Or some shit like that. Sage. Like, you know what I mean? A physician. Like, what if it's one of, like, something, some sort of medical fruit this whole time? It's just literally human model doctor. It's the doctor fruit. And it's in the shape of a mushroom, because mushrooms are used as, like, panaceas and all that sort of shit sometimes. Oh, boy. Okay. Yo, the cure-all devil fruit. I mean, the cure-all mushroom probably never existed outside of it being a devil fruit, right? The rumors of there being a cure-all fruit and the dream of one existing is probably what gave birth to Chopper's devil fruit. So his devil fruit is the mushroom. At first I thought, no, it wouldn't be that convenient, but hey, it might just really be that. So they said this clears up this area, but what about elsewhere? Okay, they got other people to worry about. It says no visible enemies around Craftsman Village, but we're dealing with fire. Brewer's Village has no enemies, but plenty of fire. And there's a lot of stuff on fire everywhere. There's just no, wait, what did he say? There's just the fire to put out now. Okay, yeah, it's just, they're just fighting the fire now. There's no more monsters. They got rid of Killingham and the other ones and the other one. Because Shanks' brother ain't here, right? They said get confirmation on whether the demons are dead or alive. Owl Library. We're back at the library. Saw. What's it mean? The fire was definitely raging on inside here, but I don't see a single charred book. The shelves are all empty. I don't see Biblo the owl either. Let's hope for the best. Did he remove all the books? That would be wonderful, but where's Biblo now? Biblo ate the books. Yo, what if Biblo is somewhere hunched over with stomach pain because he ate all the books? He put all the books in his mouth because he turned them back to small, and he's over there choking on books somewhere. Somewhere, maybe. Did he remove all the books? That would be wonderful, but where's Biblo now? Once we finally start fighting back, it didn't take long, said Sanji. It's not like this was an all-out war against the whole organization. Knights from the Holy Land are not. It's only 3 of them, said Frankie. Okay. If they were punching above their weight against Elbaf, he said if anything, they were punching above their weight against Elbaf. I mean, it makes sense, right? So, I feel like Oda is saying this for the viewers, right? He's putting stuff in perspective for the viewers once again through the dialogue of the people who understand the situations that they're in, due to the writing. So a lot of people would obviously question, why does it feel like as soon as these dudes pull up, they're just able to completely one-sidedly defeat these guys and all this and that? Well, Oda's letting you know they were punching above their weight class in the first place, so they're fighting people that's way stronger than them. It's Elbaf, the entire nation. If it wasn't set up with this whole hostage situation and making them have to not, they have an option of whether or not they want to let the kids die or they want to just fight, they're obviously not going to let the kids die. So they had something played against them. It was set up in that way. Oda's been putting emphasis on how strong the giants truly are in this world. Like a non-combatant giant is still capable of killing people who are fighters because they're just strong, they're deadly, they're big. It's a problem. So if you got a whole nation of these people, half of them are fighters, they could have cleaned this problem up even easier if they didn't have the whole kids and library and the school being on fire situation going on. That's all they're saying right now. They're letting you know that. It says only 3 of them, first of all. So from either way, they were in over their heads, man. Like you can't expect them to just fight and kill all these giants. Even though it seems like they could, because we got them injuring giants left and right. The Dome Reverse was like the biggest thing that felt like, okay, this is reasonable for the village to get taken over this way. You can't really control that. You can't fight the Dome Reverse. So if they're getting all touched, Imu could have had all the giants demonified and under his control. But I like how he's doing that. I like how he mentions that stuff. We got Killingham thinking, what happened to Imu? We still got the Great One here. What the fuck going on? Okay. And we got outside the Western Village. Okay, so Killingham did get chopped up into pieces. And apparently he needs to connect his body parts physically. He doesn't just regrow the parts because it hasn't been destroyed, I guess. If the top half of his head got destroyed and it wasn't rolling on the ground next to him, I'd assume, black flames would occur and then his head would grow back. But since it's still there, it's only been chopped, he has to put those pieces together. And he has a mechanical heart. For no reason, we just been introduced to the fact that he has a mechanical heart. I wonder if this means that he might be from a long time ago, This heart is in his chest because his old heart stopped working and it was needed to keep his body as a puppet, That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. He needed a way for his body to still have life and blood flowing through it, even though he's dead. He needs to the body needs to have life in it, even if his soul isn't there, right? And then once you put the soul inside of a vessel that is working, then it can come back to life, right? That's why I'm thinking of some shit like that. So Luffy over here needs some food. He said, you think I have food? Go to the village. Why do you look like that? You're like an old piece of shit. Okay, so they're not even looking at the darkness inside the ice. They've been kind of ignoring it. We're back in Mary Joie. We got some broken buildings, people screaming. Okay, the Chamber of Flowers, Pangea Castle. Emu's talking to the 5 elders. 5 elders. Yes, great Emu. I will be leaving the Holy Land for a time. They said, what? No, me? You leaving for the what? You're doing what? Yeah, I'm leaving. Goddamn. I mean, I feel like every chapter has been pretty good. Elbath, they've been good chapters. I might actually do the post video thing different this time. I don't know. I usually, take all the screenshots and then go full screen, but I can't do that anymore because I'm gonna get copyright anyway. So I might as well keep this screen up the way it is, and I can just edit the whole stream. I'll just chop parts of the stream out, maybe, of me talking. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna do it still. Let me talk about the chapter right now. I'm gonna talk about the chapter right now, like I'm making a video, okay? And then I'm gonna trim it out and upload it as a video. So let me talk about this whole chapter like I didn't just sit here and read it, okay? Well, actually, I have to talk about like I read it, right? Anyway. So One Piece chapter 1178, Awakened from a Nightmare. Okay, obviously the title is kind of implying that everything is over. It's the calm before the storm, I think, right? It's always the calm before the storm. But the chapter starts out with Luffy carrying Usopp and Brook back over to Frankie and the rest of the crew, because we got Frankie and Sanji standing on pieces of Killingham. You know, they still got him separated. Jinbei's holding his head still, and Luffy's going back into the fight. He tells them to stay out because Loki might get reckless, right? They're gonna get caught up in Loki's wrath. So Imu starts talking about how some years ago there was a ship of giants spotted at sea, and it was an especially giant captain, and they shrouded themselves in deep mist. And at the same time that rumor was out, there was also a rumor of some giant flying creature over the seas. And Imu said, okay, so the dots are being connected. He's implying that whatever crew of giants that was running around at sea attacking the Navy ships, which most likely could be, what are they called? I always get the name wrong. Galileo? I'm gonna say Galileo. Nah, it's Galileo, Galileo, I don't know, whatever. But the giant crew, right, that made ships, the shipwright crew, he could be talking about that. Now, the first thing I thought of was the fact in the flashback that we had, how he had Harold, Imu had Harold at sea, shrouded in mist. The fact that he had him doing that, that's the first thing I thought of. It was an immediate connection, but obviously he's talking about something else. He would have just said outright, I had your father at sea doing things for me like this. He would have just been talking shit in that way, right? But he wasn't. He was talking about some other thing. And he said some years ago in the translation for Viz. So is that like an exaggeration? Or is that an understatement, I should say, right? Is it really like, was it really a long time ago? Or was it really just some years ago, right? Maybe 50 years ago? How long ago is he talking about? We don't know. But Luffy goes in for the attack, and Imu leaves Gunko's body, starts trying to Dome Reverse Luffy and Loki. But apparently they already knew it wasn't going to work. They suspected it wasn't going to work, still wanted to try it anyway. Luffy and Loki just smacks the tendrils off of them and keeps fighting. Now, it could be, I feel like the reason they could be immune to this is because of the nature of the devil fruits. I don't think it's directly the connection of the will of D or something like that, because Rox was a D. He had, he was a D member, a D clan member, and he still got Dome Reverse. So it's something beyond just having unbreakable will and all that sort of stuff, right? Or wait, actually, hold on, wait. I just opened up the door, right? Because maybe I'm completely wrong about that. Maybe it is directly your will. They see this guy as a complete target and a problem. Rox was worried about his family in the situation that he got Dome Reverse. Imu started talking stuff and was kind of getting into his head. And it felt like he tried to strike him with the Dome Reverse once his mental fortitude was weakened enough, because he was talking about how he's going to do this to his family and, you know, all the other sort of stuff, right? And it kind of got Rocks off kilter. It made him get off his point, right? He lost a little bit of focus. So I'm thinking maybe it could be that. It could really be the fact that these two have this indomitable spirit and this will right now, and they're just completely looking at Emu as an enemy. Or it could be the devil fruits they have. The devil fruits and who they reflect in history, like Joy Boy and Nika for Luffy, and then for Loki, it's, you know, the Needhog and whatever giant in history was connected to that, which was, it could have been the god of war of Elbaf, right? Elbaf himself. But whatever it is, I feel like we're gonna definitely find out later, and it probably is not just their will and mindset, right? I think that's a big part of it, but I think it's a little deeper than that, you know. That opens up the question too. Could Roger have been Dome Reverse? Would it just not work on him? You know, like there's too many questions popping up from Dome Reverse all of a sudden now, right? So yeah, that's my little speculation on that. But we need an answer, because I'm leaning towards more of the devil fruit thing and who they're reflecting in history, like, you know, Joy Boy and whoever the heck Loki reflects exactly. Whatever ancient giant he is the mirror of in history, right? It could be that, but I don't know. Anyway, so Loki hits Gonko with the Nibelheim hammer attack, right? Freezes her in a giant block of ice. Luffy realizes that he didn't get enough hits in, but before he could even finish that sentence, he went back into old man Luffy and got tired. Okay, so he's gonna need some food now. I don't know when he's gonna get it, but Gear 5th is done for now. Okay, and now I was always wondering, like, when he fights Emu, I need to see him do a bunch of Gear 5th stuff. But as soon as he got into the fight with the big enemy, he gets tired. That's that type of stipulation on a power when it comes to these animes and stuff, right? In these manga, it can feel like a double-edged sword sometimes. Because, I mean, well, it's also like smart for the writer. It gives the writer room. It's not super restricting, right? So the writer can pick and choose the convenient times for when a character gets tired. It feels like we've seen Luffy maybe do more before he's gotten tired when he was an egghead, right? It seems like he did multiple attacks back to back. He went giant and some. And then he got tired a little bit later. It can feel like now for some people that he got tired a little sooner, right? He didn't really do too much attacking. Loki was doing all the attacking. He threw one Gatling and then got tired. So I can understand when people don't really like the convenience of it. But it's also smart writing, right? You have to write the main character or somebody out of a fight sometimes in all sorts of ways. For Luffy, it can always be that same reason for why he's written out of a fight. He ran out of energy. Like in earlier arcs, when he wasn't as strong, he would get lost, right? Before the main battle happens, he gets lost on the way there. So Zoro and Sanji, they're struggling, fighting Enel, and Luffy's just like trapped inside of a snake until he finally gets out of the snake and can just completely deal with Enel, right? So stuff like that happens all the time. You get written out of the part of the story. But we got dressed to Elbaf trying to put the fire out, right? And the Giants are starting to talk about how, well, they're talking about how all they have to do is kill and hit them hard enough to knock the curse off of them. But if they didn't hit them hard enough, they'll get back up. And while they're talking about this, because there's still a bunch of them left, we got Chopper running in, smacking people right before Zoro could do anything. And they made a joke out of the fact that all I have to do is hit them, I don't know why, and it cures their demonic power. And Zoro says, is it because you're such a good doctor? And everybody just went with that. They said, oh yeah, it must be that. Yeah, good job, because he's a good doctor, right? Now, knowing Oda, he might just keep it at that. I said it earlier that maybe this is the confirmation that his devil fruit is what was believed to be a cure-all mushroom, right? The legends and rumors of a cure-all mushroom being something that exists, right? It could have been the fact that Chopper's devil fruit exists. And I also said that what if his human fruit, the mythical Zoan, what if it's a mythical Zoan human model, or however they say it, right? The model is doctor. That's the point I'm getting at. Human fruit model doctor, right? He has a human devil fruit, mythical Zoan model doctor. What if it's just that simple? His devil fruit, his human fruit is the model of a doctor or a healer, right? A human fruit sage type. What if it's something that simple? Because the idea of the devil fruit, the cure-all mushroom, existing, the idea of that existing gave birth to a devil fruit that is exactly that thing. Vegapunk once said that devil fruits are the manifestation of human dreams and desires and whatnot, right? So what if this whole time, the people who dreamt of this, the doctors that dreamt of this fruit existing, this mushroom, this mushroom existing, oh, there has to be a cure-all devil, I keep saying devil fruit when I mean just mushroom. There has to be a cure-all mushroom out there. The cure-all mushroom exists. Everybody's talking about it. Chopper heard about it when he was a kid, right? Not knowing that he ate the cure-all mushroom, but it was a devil fruit. And that's like the answer everybody has been saying, and I thought it was too obvious. But what if that really is just it? They're making light of this so much that it feels like they kind of give you the answer right there. Chopper's doing it because he's a good doctor. Why is he a good doctor? Because he has this devil fruit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with the devil fruit. It's just because he's a doctor. And when he hit them with the intention of healing them, right? Who knows? But I thought this was funny because we might only get this joke as an answer. They might not ever talk about Chopper being able to do this again. Okay, especially since it doesn't work on people like Luffy. So it might not even work on him. I thought Luffy would be the one just smacking him once, and because he's Nika and all white, that would somehow affect it. We haven't seen him actually directly interact with a Dome Reverse A person yet, so there's still a chance that could happen with Luffy. But I thought Chopper smacking them and I'm just making a joke out of it. Pretty crazy. So now we get to the other parts of the Elbaf, right? The library's on fire, and Robin and Saul are kind of surprised that Biblo isn't there. And all the books are gone off the shelves. I'm thinking, well, what if Biblo just shrunk all the books and swallowed them? And he's somewhere keeled over with stomach pain because he's choking on books and he's trying to spit them up. That's what I think happened. I think Biblo swallowed all the books. He put all the books in his mouth and he flew out the office. He flew out the library. I think that's exactly what happened. Okay. And then we get a scene, which I liked a whole lot, of Sanji and Frankie again putting things in perspective for the readers, because Oda's done this a lot with in-story dialogue. Characters in a scene that understand what's going on in the environment that they're in, right? In the scene that they're in. And they start explaining things and putting in perspective for the readers. So we got Sanji again questioning how it didn't take long for things to get settled as soon as they started fighting back. Frankie answers saying it's not like this was an all-out war against the whole organization. Knights from the Holy Land or not, it's only 3 of them. If anything, they were punching above their weight against Elbaf, right? So again, that's putting the giants in perspective. Like, earlier they mentioned how even a kid giant can kill a bunch of humans and a bunch of people because they're just so big and their nature is kind of destructive to that extent, right? If a giant went to sleep in a forest for humans and he rolled over once, he's killing a lot of shit just rolling over once, you know? If he's careless where he steps, that's half a town gone, right? Oops, I accidentally stepped on your city, my bad. So the giants are all, again, being put in perspective, but since the Holy Knights are being evolved, they're letting us know that it's not that they're weak, we're strong, and they were going in above their weight class. Like, the only reason they were able to subjugate Elbaf to any extent is because of that plan that Oda had them do with using children as leverage to blackmail them. So they literally couldn't fight back, because if they did, the kids would get killed. They didn't want to fight back. They couldn't fight back. They got taken advantage of, right? Even things like with Summer's thorns and stuff, they were giant size, right? So it's just all being put in perspective. People shouldn't have that many questions, right? I think it's perfect that he answers and understands that people have questions sometimes and might not understand, like, okay, well, how can this even happen? How come the world government didn't just try to attack these people earlier? He's answered all that sort of stuff through dialogue, naturally, right? So we get to Summers laying on the ground, and for some reason he has a mechanical heart, right? And I'm thinking his mechanical heart situation is, it could be multiple things, but I'm thinking it's showing us that he might have been alive way longer than we thought he was, right? So now this contract takes your lifespan, right? But I think Emu or the Holy Land have these people with artificial hearts inside of them, so their vessels, right, can still be used after their supposed death. You know what I mean? Like, because Emu, if you just like it's like some Gecko Moria stuff, right? The empty vessel itself, the empty body, nobody's soul is inside, no consciousness inside. You know, your body can deteriorate. If your heart stops working, even if you put a soul inside of a body that has a broken heart that doesn't work, no life will happen because the body doesn't work, right? So I think these artificial hearts serve the singular purpose of keeping these vessels, quote unquote, alive enough that when the soul is put inside of them, the heart can start beating again and they can be used as some sort of a zombie. I think he's like they're basically walking zombies already. And I guess this would also make you think, well, does Saturn have a mechanical heart inside of him too? Because when he got the power taken away from him, his body started like almost rapidly aging. Like all the lifespan Emu took away from him caught up to him, because he was supposed to be dead a long time ago already. Only Emu's power was keeping his body alive, right? Maybe Saturn had a mechanical heart inside of him too, right? Maybe this is something they do in the Holy Land. Maybe it's a part of their belief. If they don't have a human heart, then they don't have to be tied to like these emotions and sentiments and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, but I feel like my first kind of speculation, the whole zombie thing, I think that might be it. Emu puts people on ice, right? There's a lot of ice lockers in his in the Holy Land. I think he has these people set up like zombies. They got mechanical hearts because their old hearts gave out a long time ago, right? And they need something to keep that body pumping blood so it can still have life inside of it, right? I think that's what's going on there. So we got Luffy. He needs some food. This is the end of the chapter, and they're sitting in front of the block of ice. Emu leaves from the block of ice. The shadow disappears. I don't think it's really Emu, obviously, because Emu's still in the Holy Land, but this kind of shows us, especially after we've seen this happen earlier with rocks, right? Emu materialized themselves through Saturn's body at God Valley and was able to do things, not with their hands directly, but with through the extension that was Saturn. Like, he had his darkness, he had his energy, his power projected out of Saturn. Same thing he did with Gunko. The shadow left Gunko's body, and he attempted to Domi Reverse Luffy and Loki. Even though we've seen a physical form of Imu there, Imu still claims that they're in the Holy Land and will be leaving the Holy Land at the end of the chapter. So now we know for sure that when Imu does that manifestation, materialization thing, and it looks like he's jumping out of somebody's body, like with Gunko and Saturn, that's not really him. So the power that he gives them, it's like he has parts of him inside of these people. It's pieces of him inside of them. He can use it, but the real body is still at the Holy Land. Now, I wonder, is Imu gonna use the same circle that they have inside of the king, the castle, Harold's castle, in his throne room? They have a circle already in there. Imu might just teleport through that, right? Because we see when he materializes like that, that's not really the real body. I don't know what you would call it, but it's not the real body. It's the remote control puppet that he's using with his power connected to it. But if they cut the cord, it's not going to affect him. He can plug a new controller up or just throw the game out the window and start doing things himself, right? So Imu's leaving the Holy Land, and we're finally going to see Imu in action, face to face with Luffy and Loki. Now maybe they might try to Domi reverse them again since they're in person. Maybe it's not working at all. Just period, point blank period. Either way, we're going to get more dialogue directly from Imu talking about possibly Nika, Joy Boy, the God of War Elbaf, and all sorts of other stuff. Maybe he mentions Oars. Oars' father, like the first giant, right? We're going to get some information about the history of the Void Century, or things before the Void Century. It's inevitable. If Oda has Imu pull up in person and we don't get any more lore drops, I'll be surprised. He almost tried to do it here. Imu just didn't get to finish any of his sentences because they were attacking him. If he does that again, Imu starts saying something real profound and Luffy just punches him in the face and we don't get to hear it. He says, oh, just like Joy Boy, you are, and then gets hit in the face. And then now we never hear the full sentence. I'll be mad. I'm not going to lie to you. But let's see what happens. I think that's the end of this video. And as far as live stream goes, because now I could trim all that out and make a video, right? As far as the live stream goes, I might just end this too. Sometimes I got people watching. Let me see if there's anybody in here right now. I don't think there's anybody in here. Not really. So yeah, no live stream watchers, no viewers. I'm gonna end this stream and you can watch the video. I'm about to upload it soon. Hopefully there's no copyright because I try to cover all my P's and Q's, right? So we'll see what's happening. I'm gonna check y'all later. I'm out.